A few weeks ago, I shared a meditation on the idea of finding our rhythm as it pertains to life with Jesus. With all the distractions of this world, rhythm allows us to be more in tune with God as we learn to join the dance with Him. There's much more to discuss, and time is of the essence. So think of the next several weeks as a dance class with Jesus, minus the tights and the tutu, of course. So are you ready? Let's talk about it. This is Meditations from the Middle. So last time I talked about a couple of characters on TV with bad rhythm, the Carlton and the Elaine, and how it's almost painful to watch these characters dance, right? It's awkward, though I know it's meant to be funny. But how often do you and I feel just as awkward in our spiritual life? What are we really supposed to do? How do we make it work? Is it 10 minutes of scripture reading plus 15 minutes of prayer minus 30 minutes of social media? I mean, if you're anything like me, you don't feel like an expert. So how does this all really work? Eugene Peterson, author of the Message Bible, once said, "There are no experts in the company of Jesus." That should give us hope, right? Even the people we deem as holy or spiritual, they're just trying to figure it out too. So where do we start? Well, we start in a place I think we should always start as followers of Jesus, with Jesus. We can look at how he lived his life and see what lessons we can learn. And the cool thing is, in the Gospel of Mark, we actually have a snapshot into how Jesus spent a 24-hour period of his life, which included a Sabbath. Are you intrigued? Let's take a look. It's Mark 1, verses 21 to 39. We find Jesus entering the synagogue and teaching on the Sabbath. So Jesus went to church and participated in what took place there. After healing a man of an unclean spirit, Jesus and some of his buddies enter into Simon Peter's house for a post-worship meal. I'm sure they had special kalo for haystacks or something. But after dinner, he continued to heal the sick and cast out demons. In other words, he served. He did ministry. The next morning, because of all the activity of ministry that can be both rewarding and draining at the same time, Jesus rose very early in the morning while it was still dark and went out to a desolate place to pray. In other words, he spent time with the Father, the source of his energy, his passion, his love, and the giver of his purpose. The Greek word for desolate is heremos, which can mean a wilderness, a desert, or more generally, a place unpopulated with people or distractions. This was how Jesus spent a 24-hour period of life, worshiping with others, teaching the scriptures, ministering to the needs of others, eating and connecting with friends, and spending time alone with God, away from the pressures and busyness of this world. This rhythm of life allowed Jesus not to get sucked into the way of the world. It allowed him to stay focused on his calling in life, and his way of life, his connection with the Father, changed the world. So what's your rhythm? What can you learn from the life of Jesus by looking at both the red letters he spoke and the black letters that describe how he lived his life? As we at Crosswalk seek to develop our personal and corporate rhythms over the next several weeks, we'll talk about the rhythm of Sabbath, solitude, scripture, silence, simplicity, and living in community with God and others. We also want to invite you to consider realigning your Sabbath rhythm to worship together with us online at 10:30 a.m. each week and chat with each other each week through Crosswalk's new streaming service. Then you can join us at 11:30 a.m. for a 30-minute experience we're calling The Lobby. It's just a chance for us to connect with each other about life, about the service, about what's going on. We want to thank you for going on this journey with us. We want to thank you for trusting us, even in these crazy times, with your resources, your encouragement, your prayers, and support. And we want to thank you for following Jesus as we continue the dance. We look forward to seeing where Crosswalk takes us, and we look forward to the rhythm that we get to create together. Thanks for listening, Crosswalk.